Hi everybody, and welcome back to day 2 of our whole self work week. It was amazing to see all of your photos yesterday that you were posting, as well as your inspirational quotes. So keep it up, you guys. Amazing. We are on day 2. It's just 30 minutes out of your day. So again, you don't have to carve out like a whole big chunk of your time in order to do your yoga practice. It's 30 minutes. You just whip out your mat. If you have, of course, some props that you need, absolutely get those props ready. So a block sometimes is nice, especially for this one, as today is hamstrings and hips. So working on those hamstrings and those hips, we're really gonna open those up. And I've got some great poses to do that for you. So again, it is a flow, maybe not quite as dynamic as yesterday, but for those of you who have tight hips and tight hamstrings, this flow is for you. If you're a runner or you do a lot of walking or any other form of cycling, our big sort of HIIT exercises, a lot of times our hips and our hamstrings can get really, really tight from that. So this is a great opportunity for you to open it up. So with that said, let's get started for day 2, hips and hamstrings. Here we go. So again, we're gonna start on our back. We're gonna start on the back and we're gonna go right away and start to open up those hips right away. So starting on the back, and once we're on the back, I want you to pop your feet up into your happy baby. So popping the feet up right into that happy baby. Catch a hold of the outer edges of your feet or maybe even your ankles, but you're gonna draw your knees and your thighs out and down. So think of drawing your knees and your thighs out and down, and that's gonna help to lengthen the tailbone down so we're getting the spine nice and long, but also it's gonna start to open up those hip flexors. Again, we're gonna start right here, happy baby, with our 3 cleansing breaths. So maybe just close your eyes here. Take a deep, full breath in. Open up the mouth and just exhale, let that breath out. And again, deep, full breath in. And just open up the mouth and let that breath out. And then one more time, full breath in. And open up the mouth and let that breath out. Again, continuing just to draw in your happy baby, those knees and those thighs out and down. From here, you can stay for a couple more breaths, getting your breath switched on. So remembering to make that exhale a little bit longer than your inhale. If you want to take a little rock, though, from side to side, that's always nice too. A little rock from side to side is always nice as well. But it makes sure that that belly button is drawing in and up, so you've got total control of your rocking from side to side by engaging the core. So when we engage the core, it's pretty much the core that's kind of rocking us from side to side. And then go ahead, those of you who are rocking, rock yourself back to center. Slide the hands to the backs of the knees and start that wonderful rock and roll up and down and around your mat. So up, down, and around your mat. Again, this doesn't need to look like anything. It should just feel good, especially in your spine. On your next rock up, we're gonna come up, cross at the ankles. It doesn't matter which ankle's in front, but make sure one ankle is crossed in front of one. Plant your hands and lift the hips. So we're planting the hands and we're lifting the hips here with one ankle in front of the other. And this is gonna be our forward fold. It's quite a deep hamstring stretch. So take just an inhale here and find a length in the spine, even if your knees are bent. And now exhale, maybe move a little bit deeper into this hamstring stretch. So whatever leg is behind you, the back leg, that's where you're really gonna feel this hamstring stretch here. One more breath here, so full breath in. And then maybe exhale, go a little bit deeper. And if you want to put more, just a tiny bit more weight into the balls of the feet, you're going to feel that back leg opening up even more. Good, very slowly on your inhale, we're just going to lift up to that halfway lift. So just lift up, halfway lift. As you exhale, whatever leg's on top, bring it back around so feet are together at the top of the mat. And now, whatever leg was on top, make sure that one goes behind. So for me, it's my right ankle going in front of my left this time, but
but just make sure it's opposite of what you just did. And again, take an inhale here, and as you exhale, take it down into that forward fold. So if you feel like you've got more weight into the heels, see if you can shift the weight forward a little bit. So shifting the weight forward makes a big difference, and you should be able to feel your back leg opening up a little bit more here. So a little bit more. See if you can squeeze your elbows in a little bit. So a lot of times they want to flare out. See if you can draw them in, shoulder blades onto the back. One more breath here, so full breath in. And a full breath out. Good, again, we're gonna inhale, lift up to that halfway lift. Whatever foot, leg is on top. Exhale, bring it around so that the feet meet at the top of the mat. Take an inhale, lift up halfway. So feet are together, we're at a halfway lift. Just stay here, use your exhale to bring your hands to your hips. And now as you inhale, rise up to standing to Tadasana. Exhale, release the arms and the hands just alongside your body. If you need to walk it up to the top of the mat, go ahead. Closing the eyes. And once again, setting an intention for day 2 of our work week, 30-minute flow. Maybe it's the same intention that you had yesterday. You're bringing something in that you need more of, or you're releasing something that isn't serving you. It can simply just be one word, one emotion, one situation, one dream, one goal. The sky is the limit when it comes to our intention. The only thing that is required is that you truly, truly believe, have faith, inject your breath into that intention to give it fuel. When you're ready, blink your eyes open. Have a great practice, you guys. Take an inhale. Again, sweep your arms all the way up. And as you exhale, hinge through the hips, come all the way down into that forward fold. We're gonna inhale, lift it up to that halfway lift. And as we exhale today, we're gonna plant the hands. We're gonna step the right leg back, but we're gonna lower the right knee down. So we're gonna lower the right knee down, uncurl the toes. So we're gonna uncurl the toes so we can really feel that right hip flexor lengthening down. So right hip flexor lengthening down. And just place both hands on top of your left thigh. Shoulder blades down the back. Chest is lifting here. So rather than rounding or tipping forward, chest is lifting. Feel the left foot pressing down to help lift that chest up. At the same time, that right hip flexor can go a little bit lower here. So take a breath in here and just exhale to empty. Good, very slowly release your hands down to either side of your left foot. Pick your back knee up, step your left foot back to your right foot. You're in your high plank, take a breath in here, so full breath in here. And as you exhale, lower your knees, lift your tailbone, bring your chest and your chin down in between your hands. As you inhale, we're gonna slide the thighs back to come onto the belly. And again, we lift up into that cobra. And today we're gonna exhale back into our child's pose. So coming back into that child's pose, forehead anchoring, hips towards the heels as the fingertips slide away from the body. And again, just allow yourself to anchor, feeling that in the hip flexors, full breath in, and just a full breath out. 2 more breaths, just like that. Breathe in, and breathe it out. And 1 more full breath in. And we exhale to empty. On your next inhale, again, we're going to travel the body forward into that tabletop. And as we exhale, we lift the hips up and back into our first downward facing dog. So once we come into that downward facing dog, take a moment if you want to walk the dog out, bending one knee, bending the other knee. Or again, you can find stillness in that downward facing dog, but we're pushing the floor away with the hands and the feet. Hips are lifting up and back. So super strong pose, but also lifting, lengthening, and opening at the same time. 1 more breath here. Breathe in. And we breathe it out. We're going to lift the gaze to see the space between the hands. Listen closely. We're going to step the right foot to the outside of the right hand and the left foot to the outside of the left hand. So we're coming down into that Malasana squat. So coming into that Malasana squat, big hip opener here, massive hip opener. Happily stay with hands at heart center. If you want to take it a little bit further, we're going to start to slide the left upper arm down the inside of the left leg, extend the left hand out to the side, and reach that right arm up, and reaching that right arm up. So we find a little twist here, as well as a hip opener. One more breath, breathe in, maybe smile, because your hips love you for this. And exhale to empty. Good, inhale, go ahead, those of you in the twist, bring your hands back to heart center. So bringing your hands back to heart center, exhale to empty that breath out. Good, release your hands down to the mat. Inhale to lift up halfway, toe heel your feet back together. Exhale, stay here, but just bring your hands to your hips. And inhale to rise, come all the way up. Exhale, release your arms alongside the body. Coming to the top of your mat, big toes to touch, Tadasana. Breath in. And a breath out. Good, inhale, we're gonna sweep the arms up. So sweeping the arms up, maybe look to those fingertips. Exhale, hinge at the hips, come all the way back down into that forward fold. As you next inhale, we're gonna lift up to that halfway lift. And as you exhale, plant the hands, step your left leg back this time, lower the left knee down, uncurl your toes, inhale to lift the upper body up, and just bring your hands to rest on that right thigh. So again, chest is lifting. Sole of the right foot is pressing down to help that chest lift, but at the same time as you're doing that, you can bring that left hip down a little bit here. So bring that left hip down. So really feeling that in your left hip flexor. Chest is lifting. Pressing the right sole of the foot into the mat. Breathe in, full breath in. Stay here, just exhale to empty that breath out. Good, and then very slowly to release. Inhale, hands to either side of your right foot. Pick your back knee up. Exhale, softly step your right foot back to your left foot. You're in your high plank, push the floor away. And as you exhale, lower your knees, lift your tailbone, bring your chest and your chin down, Ashtanga Namaskara. Inhale to slide the thighs back, coming onto the belly, lifting up into that cobra. And we're gonna exhale back again into that child's pose. So taking it into that child's pose, those of you who wanna take it a little bit further, walk your hands over to the right. So walk your hands over to the right. So you'll feel, again, a little bit more deeper in the hips, in particular that left hip, but also a side stretch on the left-hand side of the body. One breath here, breathe in. And just breathe it out. Inhale your hands back to center, and then exhale your hands over to the left. So if you want even a deeper side stretch, place the right palm of the hand on top of the left back of the hand. Again, making sure that that right hip is lengthening back. Breathe in and breathe it out. Inhale takes you back, those hands back to center, and exhale to lift it up into that tabletop, curling the toes under and up and back we go into that downward facing dog. So meeting in downward facing dog. Take a breath in your downward facing dog. And exhale to empty. Look at the space between your hands. Step your left foot to the outside of that hand. Step your right foot to the outside of the right hand. And again, coming down back into that Malasana squat. Back into that Malasana squat. Happily stay here with palms together, or start to slide the right upper arm down the inside of your right leg, extending the right hand out to the side, and then reaching that left arm up if you want a little twist as well as a hip opener here. One more breath, breathe in, and we breathe it out. Inhale to bring your hands back to heart center if you've opened up into that twist. And exhale, release the hands down to the mat, lift the hips, toe heel your feet together. Take an inhale again just to lift up a little bit higher into that halfway lift. Stay here, use your exhale to bring your hands to your hips. And inhale, coming all the way up to standing. Exhale, release the arms alongside the body, big toes to touch, little gap between your ankles, Tadasana. Full breath in, breathe in. And we breathe it out. Good, inhale, sweep the arms up, so sweeping the arms up. Exhale, hinge at the hips, come all the way back down into that forward fold. Inhale again, we're gonna lift up to that halfway lift. Those of you who wanna exhale, plant the hands and float your feet back, go ahead. Some of you may wanna just step your feet back into that high plank. Knees can stay lifted or they can lower as you exhale, lower through chaturanga. Inhale is that upward facing dog. And exhale takes you back, downward facing dog. Just one breath here, so breathe in. And we breathe it out. We're gonna inhale, reach the right leg high. Right leg reaches high. As we exhale, bend your right knee, open your right hip over your left hip and look underneath your left armpit. One more breath here, push the floor away with your hands, breathe in. And as you exhale, bring your right knee to your right upper arm. Really open up that right hip flexor. And now inhale, reach the right leg up and back to that three-legged dog. And as you exhale, we're gonna step the right foot again to the outside of your right hand, coming into our lizard pose. Use the ball of the left foot to slide it back a little bit. Ooh, yeah, feel that in your left hip flexor. And then maybe start to rock forwards and backwards. Try to keep that right knee hugging into the right shoulder. Those of you who want to take it a little bit deeper, lower your forearms down so the elbows line up with that back heel. And again, rocking forwards and backwards. Try to keep that right knee hugging into your right shoulder. One more breath here. Breathe in. And we breathe it out. Those of you on your forearms, lift the palms back up. Start to toe heel the right foot back to the midline of the body. So we're in this lovely, lovely high lunge or low lunge. We're gonna inhale. We're gonna come up into our high lunge. So coming up into that high lunge. Stay here for an inhale, so breathe in. And as you exhale, see if you can bring on one exhale, the left knee into the chest. Left knee comes into the chest. As you exhale, bring your left hand to your left knee or slide your left hand down to the big toe and extend the left leg out. One more breath here, breathe in. Stay here or exhale, open up your hip like a gate. Even if your left hand is on your left knee, try opening it up. Maybe taking the gaze over towards your right fingertips, but that left hip is opening up here. One more breath, breathe in. And breathe it out. Good, we're gonna inhale, take the left leg back to center. So left leg comes back to center. From here, if you need to rebend your left knee, go ahead to catch a hold of the left ankle. Place the left sole of the foot to your inner right thigh, taking it into our tree, reaching that left arm up. So left sole of the foot, inner left thigh, or inner right thigh, or left sole of the foot, inner right calf. But we want to draw the left knee back as we press the left hip flexor forward. So you can feel that. Good. One more breath in here. Breathe in. And we breathe it out. Good. Keep your arms where they are, up alongside your ears. Bring your left knee back to center and start to extend the left leg back. So into that warrior three, extending that left leg back into that warrior three. Good. One more breath here. Breathe in. And we breathe it out. We're going to float the right hand down to the mat for our half moon. So grab a block if you need to, or a stack of books is always good. We start to open up the left hip over the right hip. So again, that left arm can extend up. We can start to bend the left knee, catch a hold of the left foot, left ankle with the left hand for a little bit more of a hip opener here. One more breath, breathe in. And we breathe it out. We're gonna inhale, float it back to a warrior two. So softly land the left sole of the foot back, bending that right knee over that right ankle. One breath in your warrior two, breathe in. Go exhale a little bit deeper here. Flip the right palm up, take an inhale to reverse the warrior. And exhale, hands cartwheel down to the mat, framing the right foot, just pivot on the left ball of the foot. Bring your left knee down to the mat. We're gonna come into our half split. start to shift the hips back into your Ardha Hanumanasana. So draw your right hip back. It's like you're trying to drag your right heel back. That will help bring the right hip back and your left hip forward. Take an inhale. And then as you exhale, start to lengthen the crown of the head towards the top of that right foot. Those of you who want to take it into full split and you're working on that full split, start to slide your right foot forward, left foot back. If not, just happily stay in your half split. That's how you get to full split, by working on your half split. One more breath here, so full breath in and a full breath out. Good, we're gonna curl our back toes under if you need to. Press the palms of the hands down and just inhale, swing the right leg up and back to that three-legged dog. Once again, bend your right knee, open your right hip over your left hip. Maybe look underneath your left armpit, circle that ankle a little bit, really opening that hip. And then exhale the right foot down to the mat, downward facing dog. From your downward facing dog, full breath in. So breathe in. And we breathe it out. Good, from here we're gonna inhale, reach the left leg high. Left leg reaches high, look underneath your right armpit. As you exhale, bend your left knee, open your left hip over your right hip. Take another inhale here. And as you exhale, bring your left knee to your left upper arm, but really open up that hip nice and wide. And then inhale to reach the left leg up and back into that three-legged dog. And as we exhale, we're gonna step the left foot to the outside of your left hand. You can use the right ball of the foot, it's like a little rudder to help draw that right hip flexor closer down towards the mat to open it up. Happily stay here with palms on the mat and the left knee hugging into the left shoulder. Those of you who want to take it further into your lizard pose, bring your elbows down or forearms down, elbows align with the back of your left heel, and then you can start to really move the body maybe forwards and backwards, but again, drawing the left knee in towards the left shoulder. Don't let it flare out too much. One more breath here. Breathe in, and we breathe it out. Good. If you're on your forearms, lift up under the palms of the hands. Toe heel your left foot more to the midline of the body. Again, keeping that left knee bent over that left ankle, low lunge. And then we inhale, we take it up to a high lunge. We just stay here. We use the exhale to ground. One more inhale in our high lunge. And as you exhale, you're gonna bring your right knee into your chest. Right knee comes into the chest. Lowering that right hand down to the right knee, or sliding the right hand down to catch a hold of your right big toe, two peace fingers, and the right leg extends out. So you're in your Utthita Hasta Padangusthasana A. Take an inhale here. If you want to go deeper, use your exhale to open up that hip, that right hip, like a gate. Even if your right knee's bent, absolutely, you can still open up that hip. One more breath here. Breathe in and breathe it out. Good. On the inhale, take it back to center. And as you exhale, if you need to rebend your right knee, go ahead. Catch the right ankle with your right hand. Softly land the right sole of the foot to the inside of that left inner thigh or that left inner calf, reaching that right arm back up. So remember, we're coming into this tree pose, but we want to draw the right knee back and the right hip forward. So knee and hip going in opposite directions. That's how you're going to feel that hip flexor working. One more breath here. Breathe in and breathe it out. Brilliant, you guys. Very slowly, keep your arms where they are. Inhale brings your right knee back to the center. Exhale, we take it into that warrior three. So taking it into that warrior three. One more breath. Breathe in and breathe it out. Let's go half moon. Float the left hand down to the mat or onto a block or a stack of books. Start to peel the right hip over the left hip. Yes. Maybe that right arm extends up. Maybe you bend your right knee, catch a hold of the right foot with the right hand, and you open up the hip that way. But either way, half moon is a hip opener. One more breath here. Full breath in and exhale. Good, so very, very slowly, we're gonna inhale, step it back to a warrior two. Use your exhale to ground yourself in your warrior two. One full breath in our warrior two. Breathe in. And breathe it out. Left palm flips. Inhale, we reverse the warrior. Oh, yes. Good, and then very, very slowly exhale. Your hands down to the mat into a low lunge. Pivot on the right ball of the foot. Bring your right knee down. Shift the hips back. So you're coming into that half split, Ardha Hanumanasana. Draw really the left hip back and the right hip forward. On your next exhale, use it to extend the upper body over that left leg. Those of you who want to take it into your full split, go ahead. Or working towards your full split, left foot forward, right foot back. But it's the same thing. Left hip draws back, right hip draws forward. One more breath, half or full split. Breathe in. And breathe it out. Curl your back toes under if you need to. Press the palms into the mat to help inhale. Reach the left leg again, up and back, three-legged dog. Bend your left knee. Open your left hip over your right hip. Maybe circle that ankle. Point and flex the foot. And then slowly release the left foot down to the mat into your downward facing dog. From your down dog, full breath in. And a full breath out. Good, we're gonna lower the knees down to the mat. Shift the hips back to the heels, hands to the thighs into your Vajrasana. Full breath in here, breathe in. And just slowly breathe it out. Very slowly from here, shift your hips to one side of your heels. You can bend the knees so the soles of the feet are onto the mat, reaching the arms out in front of you to help lower yourself all the way down onto your back. Once you've come all the way down onto your back, go ahead, pop those feet up again into that happy baby. So popping the feet up again, happy baby. Catching hold of the outer edges of your feet or your ankles. And again, we just lengthen the tailbone down, drawing those knees and those thighs out and down. Keeping the shoulder blades down the back. Oh, it feels so good. So one more breath in here, full breath in. Oh, our hip flexors love us. And we exhale to empty. Good, and then very, very slowly from here, those of you, release your feet down onto the mat. Those of you who do want to take a final inversion, you can take a shoulder stand or Viparita Karani, legs up an imaginary wall. If not, and you want to do a little bit more hip work before we go into Shavasana, we'll take it through really threading the needle. It's kind of, think of it as like half pigeon lying down, really. So we're going to lift the right leg, place the outer edge of the right ankle across the top of the left knee, the bottom of the left thigh. We start to lift that left knee in towards the chest. Thread your right arm through the hole. Left arm comes around and they interlace at the back of your left knee. Now, as you draw your left knee in, imagine again your right hip is extending away. So again, left knee draws in, but we're trying to create space in that right hip by extending it away. So extending it away. So think of your right, in a sense, your right sitting bone extending away. One more breath here. Breathe in. And we breathe it out. Very slowly, release the left sole of the foot down into the mat, release the right sole of the foot down into the mat, and take it on the other side. Lift the left leg, place the outer edge of the left ankle across, really the top of that right knee, the bottom of the right thigh. Start to bring the right knee into the chest. Thread your left hand to the hole, right hand comes around, they meet at the back of the right knee. And again, as we draw the right knee in, I want you to imagine that that left hip flexor is lengthening away. So we're creating space in that left hip flexor. Yes, you can definitely feel this in your left glute as well, but we're creating space in that left hip flexor. So right knee's drawing in, right thigh's drawing in, but the left hip flexor is extending away. One more breath here, breathe in.
And we breathe it out. Very slowly release the right foot down to the mat. Release the left sole of the foot down to the mat. Lengthen the legs. Let your arms flap alongside your body. Coming into your final resting pose, Shavasana. So final resting pose, Shavasana. Do anything else you feel your body needs to come into that final resting pose, covering your eyes, covering your feet, covering your arms, covering your legs. But just allowing yourself just to be here for the next couple of minutes and really giving your body permission to melt so that it can dissolve into the mat. And once it starts to melt and dissolve, it really allows your body to then absorb your practice today, absorb the openings in the hips and the hamstrings, the length that happened, the space that was created. So maybe just bring your awareness, just your awareness to your hips, to your hip flexor, on the left side to your hip flexor, on the right side to your left hamstring, to your right hamstring. A little bit of awareness is like giving your body a little bit of attention. And that's exactly what we did today to the hips and to the hamstrings. If you do want to stay a little bit longer, absolutely stay a little bit longer. If you are ready to emerge from your Shavasana today, just hug your knees into your chest. So hug the knees into the chest, lengthen the tailbone down, give yourself a nice squeeze, a nice hug for doing your practice today. Keep your eyes closed and roll over to either the right or the left-hand side to help press yourself all the way up to your comfortable seated position. So just coming into your comfortable seated position. And today, we'll just rest the palms of the hands onto the knees and bringing the thumbs and the index fingers together to create our chin mudra, shoulder blades down the back. And we'll close out with just a breath together. So global breath together. To begin with, just exhale everything out of the body. Exhale, exhale, exhale. And now as you inhale, inhale through the nose and just feel that breath moving in your body, expanding the body. And when you're ready, with a smile on your face, open up the mouth and let that breath out. Blink your eyes open. Thank you everybody so much for joining me again for our work week. You've done it. Day number 2, and I can't wait to see all of your photos or your inspirational quotes or even just a snippet of what this practice today has done for you. So be sure to hashtag Whole Self Yoga, and I can't wait to see you guys tomorrow. Bye.